April 2023 is right around the corner, which means that new gacha games are going to be releasing. New gacha games are going to be entering into some type of alpha or beta test phase, and new gacha games are going to be opening up new pre-registration periods. We had a few gacha releases last month: Limbus Company, Street Fighter Duel, and N-Innocence. But with April right around the corner, I'm sure you're wondering to yourself, what new exciting waifus await? How can the gacha genre, how can new gachas disappoint me this month? And that's what we're here today to discuss. Every month, there's anywhere from 2 to 10 new gacha releases. Gacha gaming has become quite the lucrative market, with studios pushing out more gacha games than almost any other type of media. With this in mind, if you enjoy staying up to date with what's releasing, and more specifically this series, make sure to like the video, leave a comment telling me what gacha you're most looking forward to, subscribe to the channel, and hit that little bell notification. Oh, and make sure to check out the last episode in this series at the end of the video in case you missed a release last month. Before we discuss what's releasing this month, allow me to thank our incredible patrons over on Patreon. Your guys' support is why I can make videos like this every month, and I deeply appreciate you all being there for me. Also, if you're interested, I stream over on Twitch every single weekend. You should totally come on over and join me. Now let's jump in and see if we can't find something to waste some time in this month. Quick disclaimer, I do plan on doing dedicated videos on every single gacha game included in this list as I play them, so make sure to stay tuned. Persona 5 The Phantom X was first teased back in April 2021, and after 2 years, Black Wings Game Studio and Perfect World Games have confirmed that the Persona 5 spin-off is going to be holding an infiltration test in April. Phantom X is set in Tokyo and follows an original story based around a new group of phantom thieves. The game looks and feels very similar to Persona 5 based off of the very limited footage that I've seen, although admittedly I've never played Persona 5, so I have very little to base my thoughts off of, other than the fact that it is being developed and published by a Chinese studio as opposed to a Japanese studio, which screams a potential decrease in quality, potential being the keyword here, not guaranteed. Persona 5 The Phantom X is going to be playable, and the test phase itself will be held on PC and Android devices. iOS functionality will not be included at this time, but will be added in the future, and potentially a future beta test, and should be present during the full launch. The test phase takes place beginning on March 29th, and will end on April 2nd. Fellow Moon is an absolutely stunning turn-based anime RPG that was first revealed back in November 2022, but the devs went pretty quiet after their announcement, as all devs do, until recently. New footage was released and the devs opened pre-registration for an upcoming beta test phase. I covered this in a dedicated video last week actually, and I hope you all managed to successfully register considering pre-registration closed on March 23rd. Fellow Moon, also known as Crescent Moonwalker, is a brand new upcoming anime RPG. It features fully turn-based combat with an over-the-shoulder third-person perspective, which I've never seen done before in a gacha game. Absolutely gorgeous graphics, a large variety of characters, both husbando and waifus to collect. You're capable of physically navigating the world, albeit on a horizontal basis, and it looks to feature quite the deep narrative. The test phase itself begins March 30th and lasts until April 3rd, so the same time as Persona 5 The Phantom X, interestingly enough. I guess if you fail to get into one of those test phases, you always have the other, or if you're really unlucky, you have neither. Love Live's School Idol Festival 2 Merica Live is quite the mouthful and not the fun kind. I will preface this by stating that I have tried a multitude of times to include official footage of the game, but every single time it got copyright claimed by the Japanese studio, so I've opted to instead just show some images in the background. I know it would honestly look better with video footage, but there's nothing I can do. If you want full footage, you can go ahead and check YouTube for it. I hate Japanese devs. They copyright claim every damn thing. It is absolutely asinine, but I digress. Bushiroad, the studio behind Merica Live, recently confirmed that the game will be launching on iOS and Android on April 15th within Japan. And while easy to access the Japanese version of the game, they also simultaneously confirmed that they have already begun localization of the game into English, with a global version releasing sometime in the near future. This game is supposedly similar to its predecessor, with improved presentation, graphics, and features. I've never played a Love Live game before, so I'm curious how this will look and play when I inevitably get my hands on it. Honkai Star Rail is arguably one of the largest and simultaneously highest quality gacha games releasing in 2023. With the financial backing of Hoyo, the developers behind Genshin Impact, and sharing the same world as Honkai Impact 3rd, Star Rail looks like it's going to take the world by storm. Star Rail is a free-to-play, turn-based anime RPG with a large open world to explore, featuring stunning graphics, new characters to the Honkai franchise, and alternate versions of existing characters. Much like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail is going to be fully cross-platform compatible, and we're not talking, your typical cheap, low-effort mobile port onto PC. We're talking about a game fully optimized for Android, iOS, PC, and PlayStation platforms. Yes, this game is also launching onto PlayStation devices, one of the only gacha games other than Genshin to release onto consoles as well. Honkai Star Rail is releasing on April 26, 2023, with preload available on April 23rd. It is worth noting that I don't believe it'll be releasing on PlayStation platforms at the same time, with a slightly delayed launch. Demian Saga is a brand new game that absolutely nobody is talking about, and I'm uncertain as to why that is. Demian Saga has players join Aisha and Jaden on an adventure toward the land of the gods known as the Primeval Highlands. Players will be given a selection of different husbandos and waifus to recruit. Yeah, a gacha with more than just female characters to recruit, hailing from 5 distinct pirate nations. There are functional guilds and guild activities, there are dungeons to run, bosses to engage in raids, arenas, and union invasions. Pre-registration is currently open for players that want to get a set of unique rewards, including a free temple, which, as you're all aware, is integral to your introduction to the game. Demian Saga is releasing globally in April 2023, but does not at present have a set day or date, which is very confusing given it has to release theoretically within the next 32 days as to not carry over into May. Wuthering Waves is one of the most anticipated gacha games in the world right now, and it stands to reason as to why that is. This is what Genshin Impact and Punishing Grey Raven's Secret Love Child would look like. Wuthering Waves is a brand new fully open world action RPG. Players can explore the world without loading screens, scale environments, and engage enemies with more fluid combat than almost any other action RPG on mobile platforms. And what's more, this is not your basic mobile game. Rather, much like Star Rail and Genshin, Wuthering Waves is developed with full support of PC and mobile platforms. Kuro Games, the studio behind Wuthering Waves, confirmed last week that they were opening pre-registration in anticipation of their April 24th closed beta, with pre-registration concluding on April 14th. Meaning if you haven't already pre-registered, what the hell are you waiting for? This is a game you do not want to miss. Absolutely not. Wuthering Waves is not going to be the Genshin killer, but it is definitely going to be direct competition for it. And that's everything. All of the gacha games slated to release either fully or into some form of test phase this month, at least that I'm aware of. I probably missed one or two, that's bound to happen with more obscure titles. And with the rate that new gacha games are announced and released, it's all but guaranteed. Nevertheless, these are the main games that I've been following. This isn't all there is to look forward to though, because if none of these games look like games that you'd be interested in, I urge you to check out one of these 2 videos on screen right now. I'm sure you'll find something that you'll enjoy. Trust me, we got a very promising looking year coming.